Many years ago, I was broke, poor, and rather naive, but with time, I dedicated myself to researching the subject of success. In my late teens, one concept emerged to me, and I think it was the most crucial one I have ever had. Simply said, you will be more successful if you study successful individuals and follow their lead. You won't fail if you study failed people and steer clear of their blunders. I want to share with you tonight some of the ideas I have found throughout more than 20 years of study. Reading autobiographies, biographies, and studying great men and women has helped me to identify the qualities and values they share. I studied metaphysics, philosophy, economics, religion, and psychology. Through all of this, I came to see 10 fundamental traits that support success. Though there could be less or more, these 10 are basic. If you acquire these attributes, nothing can stop you from being an extraordinary success. Let's explore some ideas now. The first is clarity of thought. This requires thinking clearly and realizing exactly what you want in life. The more I study successful people, the more I realize that the top 5% are always clear about their goals and what they want to achieve. On the other hand, unsuccessful people, or those who are dissatisfied, typically have no distinct sense of direction. As the adage goes, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Without clear, precise goals, you'll eternally be working for someone who does have them. Shockingly, just 5% of people truly establish objectives, which is why they achieve them. So, the first step is to be clear about where you're headed and what you want to accomplish, and have. The second key is decisiveness. Successful individuals are always decisive, and I've never known one who was indecisive. Indecision is generally founded in the fear of making a mistake, yet this fear can become a habit that leads to failure. You could be brilliant, intelligent, and ambitious, but if you can't make decisions, you will constantly be working for people who can. The truth is, around 80% of decisions should be taken promptly when they emerge. The more decisively you act, the more natural it will become. The main difference between successes and failures isn't that successful individuals always make the right decision, but that they make their decisions right. The third point under clarity is vision. Having a clear vision for your life. The key to creating a vision is to have a dream. As the phrase goes, you've got to have a dream if you want to make a dream come true. All great leaders and achievers throughout history have been dreamers. They've been folks with visions that went beyond their existing reality. In the Book of Solomon, it reads, "Where there is no vision, the people perish," which means that without vision, people lose the enthusiasm and desire for life. The only way to anticipate the future is to create it. And that's why having a vision is so vital. Even while your vision may feel ephemeral, it is the foundation on which you create your dreams. When you witness someone ascend from obscurity to achievement, they often possessed a vision much above their circumstances. We've all experienced that feeling as youngsters, fantasizing of our future, whether it was buying a car or a house. And as we grow older, that vision should evolve to something larger. Our families, the trouble is that our goals are set so low that even when we reach them, they don't excite us. They don't fill us with enthusiasm. Dream huge dreams. The second letter of the 10 is competence. And this was a finding I made a couple of years ago. It absolutely staggered me because I had been studying success for years. Then there was the book In Search of Excellence, followed by The Pursuit of Excellence, Refining Excellence, Losing Excellence, and all the excellence books. I sat down and evaluated this entire concept of perfection, and I found something I hadn't seen before. It was as if something had surfaced in my head. I understood that every single man or woman I had studied, those who had achieved success in any subject, did so only after committing to being exceptional in that field. I began comparing, talking to others, and speaking to hundreds every month. I found that I had never met a single successful person who was not brilliant at what they did. That competence, the drive to being good in one's chosen field, is a crucial prerequisite for success. If you are not good at what you do, you don't stand a chance in this competitive society unless you win the jackpot. Only the top 5 to 10% are good. You must devote yourself to perfection. You must dedicate yourself to become the best. The good thing is that excellence is a journey, not a destination. You never truly arrive. Complacency and satisfaction are the fundamental opponents of excellence. But once you commit to excellence, the entire world opens up for you. A very key thing regarding greatness is this: simply do your best every time and always seek to improve. Excellence yields opportunities. When you become good at something, it's like the Red Sea of opportunity splits before you. When you excel, people notice, they seek you out, giving more responsibilities and larger chances. When we perform something well, we experience self-esteem and pride. We feel like winners. But when we perform averagely, we gain nothing. That's why firms devoted to excellence are not hundreds of percent better in any particular area. Instead, they are 1 to 2% better in 100 distinct areas. That is the key. You don't need a gigantic leap to stand out, just a tiny edge in essential areas that matter. You can attain this by setting excellence as a goal and working toward it. You can become anything you desire. The harder you work, the better you get. The average self-made billionaire in America works 12 to 13 hours a day, accumulating 60 to 65 hours each week. Here's something to ponder about hard labor in our society. You work 8 hours a day for survival. Everything beyond that is for success. If you're just working 8 hours a day, you're in trouble. You'd better have a rich uncle or someone else supporting you, because 8 hours a day only ensures survival in this competitive world. If someone else works 9 hours, they have an edge. If someone else works 10, they have an even bigger advantage. Every hour over 8 is an investment in your future and prosperity. Whether you spend it studying, reading, or working, it will pay you greatly. It's like planting seeds. When you sow one, the plant that grows doesn't generate just one seed, but hundreds. The rewards multiply, but you must sow the seed first. The next letter, C, stands for concentration. Concentration and focus are the two keys to success in life. In life, there's never enough time to do everything, but there's always enough time to do what's important. Instead of doing what is fun and easy, like most people do, they construct a list of duties and start at the bottom with irrelevant items. At the end of the day, successful folks, high achievers, focus on their main priorities. Always remember that anything else than concentrating on the most important activities on your list is a waste of time. Time management isn't just about managing time, it's about controlling your life. If you manage your time well, you can achieve anything. We all have the same 24 hours each day and the ability to focus. The discipline to employ determination and perseverance to concentrate on one activity at a time is crucial to success. No big success has ever been made without the ability to focus on a single goal. Develop a sense of urgency. This quality is found in just 2% of the population. These 2% act rapidly and have a bias towards action. In Tom Peters' outstanding book In Search of Excellence, he argues that the most successful firms are action-oriented. The others, however, wait until they get around to it. When you call them with a problem or complaint, you may wait for weeks to hear back. In contrast, outstanding organizations will answer in minutes. So, foster a sense of urgency. Establish a reputation as someone who moves rapidly. If you're known for your speed and dependability, wonderful chances will open up. the habit of acting rapidly will pay off. Always act immediately. In sales, for example, if a consumer calls with a query, answer swiftly. If there's a problem, respond swiftly. Even if it means skipping a break, move rapidly. A reputation for speed will be worth a fortune. The next quality is common sense. You may train yourself to think clearly and make sensible decisions. In my experience, failure frequently arises from doing without thinking. Common sense comes from taking the time to think over your actions before going. Trust your intuition. It's a helpful guide. Learning from setbacks is another quality of high performers. Whenever they confront obstacles, they examine the circumstance and extract lessons. They develop general concepts from each setback. Ask, what's the most valuable lesson I can learn from this experience? Remember, the Bible says, seek and ye shall find. This indicates that if you actively look for the lesson in every problem, you'll uncover it. Creativity is the next crucial trait. Recognize that every person is creative. All successful individuals are creative, not necessarily in artistic ways, but in how they respond to the world. They ask questions, they stay adaptable, and they remain curious. The hallmark of creativity is curiosity. The most successful people are frequently the ones who ask the most questions, just like children. They never stop asking, and they're willing to shift course if fresh information needs it. Most people, however, continue what they're doing until they hit a wall. They don't adjust even when they hear new facts. The longer you keep doing what you're doing, the more you'll obtain of what you already have. It's vital to stay adaptive. Remember, 80% of everything around us, whether it's business, technology, products, or even the way we live, will be different in 5 years. The world is evolving at a quick speed, and those who don't change with it will be left behind. All you need to start building wealth is an idea that's 10% new. If you want to become wealthy, I'm going to tell you something. If you wish to collect a fortune or even just become a millionaire, it's doable if you're prepared to put in the effort. Most people make millionaires by giving a product or service that people need consistently and simply doing it a little bit better. They offer something just a bit faster, add more elegance and finesse, or manage it with greater care. A restaurant that keeps customers coming back may have food that's only 5% different, but it's the way the staff handles customers that stands out. You can achieve anything you desire in life by finding a concept that's 10% new. You'll learn this if you keep your mind open. Read books, publications, ask questions, and explore why things are done the way they are. Next is consideration. Consideration is built in the belief that the quality of your connections with people will primarily determine your success in life. How well you get along with people, your ability to interact effectively, affects your happiness, success, money, and achievements. Developing good people skills is key for success. Take classes in communication, effective listening, and public speaking. One of the most crucial components of communicating is your vocabulary. The ability to communicate yourself clearly, speak confidently, and write well can have a big impact on your life. It's tough to conceive a successful individual who can't communicate well. Consistency is another crucial issue. Dependable, regular, and predictable work is significantly more useful than short bursts of brilliance or genius. There's a rule of accumulation that indicates that even if you do 100 or 1,000 things without seeing immediate consequences, ultimately, they compound and acquire momentum. Every big success in life is the product of thousands of modest, invisible deeds. Every success story is rooted in failure, repeated failures that eventually lead to remarkable success. When people see success, they frequently say, "Boy, he's lucky." But what they don't see is the innumerable failures that lead to it. The next C is commitment. I've discovered that the capacity and willingness to make a full commitment to a job, relationship, or profession is one of the hardest things for people to achieve. Yet, no achievement is possible without devotion. Emerson famously remarked that every great achievement is the product of enthusiasm. The ability to commit yourself totally to what you want to do is the cornerstone of all achievement. If you cannot make that commitment, it likely means that it's not the correct path for you. All of us, at some point, are searching for something we can totally commit to. Alan Cox, in his book The Achievers, discovered that the executives who achieved the most in the quickest period had found the proper niche for themselves and dedicated themselves totally to their profession. Dr. Shai Blotnick's study of self-made billionaires, encompassing 500 people over 20 years, indicated that the one common factor among those who became millionaires was that they chose what they enjoyed, specialized in it, became very proficient, and were finally compensated for their skills. They then managed to cling on to their money. Courage is the defining attribute of all leaders. Courage means having the skill and willingness to address your anxieties. Over the years, I've learned that brave people are not those without fear. They are people who control their fears. They tackle them head on, and Mark Twain stated it best, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Fear and courage are habits. If you give in to fear, it will control you. If you tackle it, you'll overcome it. It becomes a habit to back away anytime you're fearful or uncertain. But if you force yourself to meet that fear, it becomes a habit to face it head on. You'll discover that most anxieties evaporate when you tackle them. Daring to move forward in your life, daring to take measures toward reaching your potential. Many years ago, I was a Carrot student and instructor, and I competed in 3 international championships. One of the most essential teachings I received from my top karate instructors, with whom I studied under 6 world champions, was this: when you fight, always move forward. Even if you're just moving forward by half an inch at a time, always keep pushing forward. They told me that when you're moving forward, 100% of your concentration is directed toward the future. But when you step backward, even just a little, half of your attention is focused on what's behind you. So, always move forward. Whenever you have a choice, whether to stay still and play it safe or to move forward, choose to move forward, not because you'll always succeed, but because it reinforces the habit of growth. Most people, when faced with a choice, tend to play it safe. But as General Douglas MacArthur once stated, there is no security in life, only opportunity. Life is paradoxical in this way. The more we want security, the less we find it. The more we seek opportunity, the more security we enjoy. In my experience, the fear of failure is the single largest cause of failure in adult life. The fear of making mistakes, losing money, time, or effort is what paralyzes us and holds us back. But fear of failure is a habit, one that can be overcome by cultivating the habit of courage. The best attribute you can develop is the ability to be unstoppable. I made it my life's purpose to foster this quality. I can't say for sure that I have mastered it, but it's a trait worth working for. Tell yourself that no matter what life throws your way, nothing will stop you. No matter how terrible things become, you will never quit. Make the determination that no matter how exhausted or worn out you may feel, nothing will stop you. It's a powerful decision, and with it, no matter what challenges come your way, you can always rise again and say, give it your best shot. Nothing will stop you, and that's a fantastic feeling. It's the foundation of self-esteem. The final factor is confidence. Confidence is something that grows over time. You don't receive it from a bottle or a medication, nor can you learn it from a motivating presentation. Confidence comes from doing things repeatedly. Until you've developed a solid foundation in your mind, proving to yourself that you have what it takes to succeed. Self-doubt is the greatest paralyzer of all activity. We all confront it, but we conquer it by doing the things we fear. As I've said previously, always keep going forward. Self-confidence leads to great achievement. You can't picture a successful individual without self-confidence. I learned something significant from a great man who died away recently. When you continue and eventually succeed at a goal that is important to you, whether it's graduating from school, completing a deal, or developing a successful career, you create a success pattern in your subconscious mind. Once that pattern is created, your subconscious will steer your words, actions, and feelings to repeat that success. That's why they say, nothing succeeds like success. Once you've achieved in one area, you can apply that success pattern to other elements of your life. The more you achieve, the stronger this pattern gets, until eventually you reach a point where failure becomes practically impossible. You will have a self-adjusting mechanism within you that guarantees your success.